Hey, Louis Cahill here for Gink and Gasoline. I'm at IFTD 2015 and I'm at the Airflow booth with Tim Rajeff. Tim, you got a bunch of new lines this year, huh?
Yeah, you know, we're always innovating. Airflow is really fun to work with, but it's their materials. They're unique things that allow them to do stuff just can't do with other materials. Polyurethane has been around for a long time, and I'm always bugging them for new salmon and steelhead fishing gear.
There you go.
You are a spay man yourself.
Yeah, I love it.
And you use Skagit heads. So this year we took our Skagit Compact, which is arguably the most popular line. If you see that green color out there, it's one of ours. That Skagit Compact line has been around a long time, and materials have improved. Super dry coating has been popular in our trout lines. That coating goes through the air smoother, it tracks better in the water, and it floats higher. The Skagit lines that we did was we changed the taper slightly so it's easier to cast. So it casts easier for two reasons. The taper's a little different, but also that the back of the head floats a little higher. You can see a color change there,
nice.
Right? So when you lift up to make your cast, line comes up out of the water easier. Right. When you make your presentation and you deliver the line, having a higher buoyancy on the back of the line allows you to set up and mend.
Easier mend.
Set up, and then, you know, these Skagit lines, once they track, it's all cool. Beautiful. The other thing we did this year is they're still color-coded. So if you don't want to read the grain weight, you know, orange is 410, 510, all these different things. But we also went and fully printed the exact model all the way down the line. So we have some, so you get a few.
And that's actually big enough to read, which is wonderful,
And you know, how many spay lines do you have in your bag?
Oh, God.
20? And you're always pulling them out, trying to figure out what it is.
Right. Yes.
So one of the things that we do is...
You've been watching me.
We make this to our orange ridged running line. This year we made that super dry as well, which means
super slick.
Super slick, floats better, doesn't collect dirt. And one of the problems when we fish early and late in the day is we can't see the junction between the running line and the head. Even though this looks bright here under these lights and dim light, so we have a 2-foot looped dark section.
Nice.
So when you have low light, you can always see a dark spot, a gap between your two things. Black to black, you loop this thing on, poof. So now we have a super dry running line connected to this.
Nice.
Really awesome.
I'm pretty stoked about this running line.
Yeah, well, give me that sample. If you're fishing in areas where they have Atlantic salmon, you know, we still like to fish single-handed rods. There's the two-handed market's important there as well, but we created 2 specific Atlantic salmon lines. The cast line, it's a
Canadian Atlantic salmon taper.
How did you figure that out? So we have the Canadian Atlantic salmon taper, and then we have the bomber line.
Yeah.
What's a bomber? A big air-resistant fly.
Right.
Requires a little more aggressive thing, but at the same time, they use these lines sometimes for dead drifting and sometimes for swinging. So the taper allows you to present the fly, manage it well, and it's a stealthy color. Because when you're fishing the surface, you don't want an orange fly line out there spooking the fish. Right. And then the Atlantic salmon taper line is longer belly, extended for performance on mending, because it's really critical to be able to deliver a fly and then control the swing speed.
Beautiful.
2 Atlantic salmon tapers. In the trout market, those are people that are really hardcore competitors. Gareth Jones, the general manager and the line designer in England, is a hardcore competitive fisherman. They want the thinnest, lightest, controllable nymphing line.
Right.
So here's a new nymph line, super skinny. It's as thin as it's allowed in competition. It's super
amazing.
dry, it's slick. One side's orange, one side's stealthy. So you can reverse and not spook fish. It has the smallest loop I've ever seen in here. So you can loop to loop your ticket.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, literally, you know, without a microscope, you can hardly see it. So there's no bulk. It won't stick in the guides. So that's the new euro-nymphing line. It's a competitive angling line. And then inspired by people in New Zealand that require the ridiculous stealth that you're probably familiar with, right? They make you like wear camo colors. You need to blend in with the background. Those people wanted a olive colored line that has a camo front end. So it alternates irregular colors, the brown and olive blended in there, so that when it's in the air, it won't flash. It won't look like a silhouetted single line. And this is our standard taper that has great overall performance, and it's super dry. So that means it slides, floats, and you get great distance, but it's a normal precision accuracy line.
That's very cool, and that tip is literally camo. You can see it changing brown, green, brown, green. That's very cool.
So that's some of the new stuff that we've been goofing off with here.
Good job, buddy. Some cool new innovative lines.
Thank you.
I like it. Get out and check out these new Airflo lines. They're awesome. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to G&G for more from IFTD 2015.